My friends, welcome to Riell Truth. I am Howard Riell, and I woke this morning to find that 10 minutes from where I'd been sleeping, the greatest mass shooting in the history of this nation had occurred. 10 minutes away at the Mandalay Bay on the Las Vegas Strip. How do you explain evil like this? Well, here's an item I found today from Breitbart. The Islamic State claimed responsibility for the shooting in Las Vegas, which has been confirmed as the deadliest of its kind in recent U.S. history. The ISIS statement did not provide any evidence that the suspected shooter was a Muslim, though they claim him as a recent convert, or that the shooter had any ties to the Islamic State group. Quote, the Las Vegas attacker is a soldier of the Islamic State in response to calls to target coalition countries, unquote. The group's news agency, Amaq, said in a statement, quote, the Las Vegas attacker converted to Islam a few months ago, unquote. My friends, I can't confirm this, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When we hear now of a mass shooting, or someone driving into a crowd, or someone being stabbed, or something blowing up, first thing we think of is Islam. And we should recognize that fact. Whether this piece of trash was a Muslim or not, whether he worked for ISIS or not, you will always have human evil. That's part of our DNA. But let's not lose sight of the fact. Let's not lose sight of the fact that our first instinct is to think Islam because Islam is indeed responsible for so many of the acts of terror taking place in our world today. And even if it turns out this guy is not a Muslim, let's not lose track of who the bad guys are. He might turn out to have been a Muslim convert working for ISIS, as this item suggests, or he might not. And if he's not a Muslim, in no way does that make Muslim violence less horrifying than it is. Let's keep our priorities straight. We will never, ever be able to prevent random acts of horror. They've always been there. They're always going to be there. It's part of the human mind. But as far as Islamic terrorism, whether this attack was Islamic or not, Islamic terrorism we can prevent. What scares the heck out of me is that we're not doing much of anything to prevent it. It's Monday. It's Riell Truth. I'll be right back.
United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Piccolo's restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Piccolo's restaurant in Denver. It's not only the best Italian in Mexico, it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166. Piccolo. We thank them for doing a great job. Shop and raise a family. We realize that job is sometimes the message from such uniform was really called 352-133. They won't be here because they care. The uniform people in Greeley.
All right, guys, welcome back to Riell Truth. I am indeed Howard Riell. And this week is off to a lousy start. 58 people confirmed murdered, over 500 people shot in Las Vegas. Horrible thing to happen, a horrible way to start the week. But until more information comes in, there's nothing really more to say. So let's go on to other things. I found a young African-American woman named Peggy on YouTube who is giving the NFL the tongue lashing it deserves. You'll find her on YouTube. The headline is Black Woman Owns NFL Narrative. Here is Peggy.
NFL. Everybody's been asking me, what do I have to say about the NFL? Well, I know Peggy. Peggy has a lot to say, and Peggy doesn't have it. And in doing so, I was doing this research on the NFL and this phenomenon of taking a knee, because we as Black people are so oppressed and we've been harassed by the law enforcement community when on average you are likely to be shot by a police officer. It's unlikely, if you're Black, you have a better chance being struck by lightning, and you even have a better chance of winning the lottery. So Peggy does what she does best. She does some research. This is what I found. Now, they had an incident last weekend, this past weekend, Friday, where Los Angeles Rams, I guess it's St. Louis Rams, the Los Angeles Rams football player was pulled over on a traffic stop and went on for speeding. Come to find out his license was suspended or revoked. He had in his possession a stolen gun, receiving stolen property, 5 pallet magazines, high capacity magazines. So he is going to jail. He's probably going to be brought back that way. He's going to jail for that. Now, nobody told a Black man to go steal a gun, drive without a license, drive while suspended, and have a high-capacity magazine on his person. So, the police are picking on this Black man, but here he is with a stolen weapon. So I did some research, and this is what I found. From the years 2000 to 2014, do you know the NFL players throughout the league had over 713 run-ins worth of law. From 2000 to 2014, they had 713 run-ins worth of law. Now, with that, that's 2.53%. That's 2.5% on average that they have dealings with the police. The 2.5. 713 players are running over law. And this is what I found from 2000 to 2014. They had 202 DUIs. And this is from 2000 to 2014. 202 DUIs. 88 assaults. 85 domestic disturbances. 48 gun charges. 35 assaults. Also, alcohol, 35 alcohol-related crashes. 21 burglary and theft. A guy had a stolen gun this past Friday. 7 murders. Can anybody recall Ray Caruth? Okay? Had his baby mama killed. 6 cases of animal abuse. Correct? Okay. This is what I found also doing my research in 2000 and 2014. These are the teams in order that had the high rate of arrest, run-ins with the police, drug and disorderly conduct, nightclub shootings, heroin yards. This is the top team. And I'm going to read them in succession of their order. Now, Minnesota has the highest. They had from 2000 to 2014 over 44 members of their team arrested. 44. Cincinnati Bengals had 43. Denver had 40. Tennessee Titans had 32. Tampa had 31. Kansas City, 30. Jacksonville, 29. Miami, 28. Cleveland, 27. San Diego, 26. Indianapolis Colts, 24.
All right, folks, listen to me. Listen closely. We're about to hit a break. When I come back, I'm going to play the second half of this video with this African-American woman named Peggy who is nailing the NFL. When I was telling you last year that these guys are a bunch of meat-headed jocks, well, maybe you thought I was some kind of Poindexter back in school. I wasn't. I was a jock, too, so I don't have any natural inclination to slam jocks. But what they're doing is stupid. What they're doing is sheep-like. What they're doing is ungrateful. It's brainless. And I wouldn't expect intellectuality from guys who slam their heads into other guys for a living. They're dead wrong. And anyone who sides with or sympathizes with them or supports them is dead wrong. And blind, deaf, and dumb, ungrateful for the best lifestyle in general that any population has ever enjoyed in the history of this planet. There's nothing honorable taking place on the sidelines with people who are kneeling. The people who are being honorable, who are role models we should respect, are the people standing with their hands over their heart, supporting this great country, showing gratitude to this great country, and not spitting on it. When we have a break, we'll come back. I'll go back to Peggy, my friends. This is Real Truth. Stick around.
Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom capabilities is not emergency lighting all the way to commercial scale power. Great Plains Power is a full-service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com. Your local DuPont Pioneer team doesn't take with you for the word go lightly, especially when it comes to forages. Just ask your fellow producers, folks like Amos Smith.
We have an awesome support team from Pioneer. I think that they're probably one of the reasons why we are successful.
And Bruce Cullum.
They'll come out just anytime you want to call them and help us. You don't get that from all your other seed dealers. But these guys are here all season long.
As well as Ken Felt. Just know that the research that Pioneer has done, it really it shows, and the cows really do well with it, so we continue to use it.
Or Billy Rucker.
All in all, seem like Pioneer is always in the top. I bleed green, and I bleed Pioneer.
Want a team that's with you from the word go? That's DuPont Pioneer. Ask them about leveraging the silage zone resource to produce the highest quality forages for your operation. Pioneer, with you from the word go.
All right, folks, welcome back to Real Truth. They're only hours after a terrible mass shooting in Las Vegas. There's not too much at this point to say about it that's new or breaking. And so if you want the information about it, go to Fox News and watch it because they've got excellent coverage. I'm going to throw it back to this YouTube video. And yes, I'll put it on my Facebook page, Real Truth Radio. African-American woman identified only as Peggy, but she is absolutely on target about the NFL, what hypocrites and what miscreants they are. Here's the second half of the video.
That's what the problem is. Domestic abuse, 202 DUIs, 85 domestic violence. So the police is doing all of this. The oppression that we're so-called suffering are at the hands of the police. No, it's at the hands of your freaking football players. 88 assault, 85 domestic violence charges from 2019
By the way, my friends, I'll tell you another part of the problem that Peggy's not going to talk about. It's you. And it's me. And it's all the high school teachers and principals who didn't insist that these kids who are really, really good at football learn anything. And then we go to college where, once again, these athletes are so prized that they don't have to learn anything. They don't have to show up to class. They don't have to get grades. It's all yah-yah. And then we look up to these guys as role models, as heroes. They're not. They're not. They're bigger and faster than the average person. They're not any smarter, not any better, not any more moral. And so stop. Stop romanticizing the NFL. And don't let your kids romanticize the players and turn them into heroes. They're not. Most of the guys in the NFL are pretty decent guys. A lot of them aren't. Know the difference. Know the difference. And insist that they get the hell up off their knees and show respect to the people who are paying their salaries.
Now, you have this moral clause that are in your contract, but yet you allow for lives to be choked in elevators, dog fighting, prostitution rings, murder, drug transaction, blood trafficking, all of these things the police are not doing. It's your players. It's the piece of crap that you're hiring to play football, and you want us to cheer you on, and you want us to watch you on Sunday night football and Monday night football. I, for one, turn off my direct TV, and I'm saving my money. Because the problem is not the police. The problem is the 200 DUI arrests and the 85 assaults and the 85 domestic violence charges that your players inflict on the public.
Now, my friends, I am certain that if you're still with me, if you're listening to this video, you must be a Republican. Because if you're a Democrat, you would have turned this off long ago. Because instead of listening to facts and figures and logic and rational thought, you would have turned this off and just said, oh yeah, it's racism. Because racism is the answer for everything today. Whatever's going on in the world today, it's racism. Or it's sexism. Or it's homophobia. Or it's Islamophobia. Or it's anything in the world. The most important thing is don't assign blame where it belongs. Scream some kind of ism. And that is as much of a reason as anything else why America is dying. Because no one will accept blame and responsibility for what they do and say. And once again, this woman, Peggy, has it right, exactly right. Let's finish up.
So maybe they don't want the police looking at them. We just had a hearing last week and got locked up on weapons charges with a stolen gun and receiving stolen property, speeding with a suspended license. The police didn't put him behind the wheel of the car. Inside, you have a problem. Because I'm calling you out. You are now known as a national crime leader. That's what you are. A national crime leader. That is fitting for the NFL. America, come by this crap. We're not the place for black people. We're making excuses for what we don't want to do. If we're lacking in our lives, it's because we allow ourselves to be lacking in our lives. The police have nothing to do with it. They have a better chance of being, black man has a better chance of being shot by another black man than the police. You have an average, a chance to be murdered by a black man before you are actually murdered by a police officer. Police officer involved shootings at 4%. Black and black shootings are roughly 89%. You have a likely chance as a black man to be shot by another black man other than the police. And this is the garbage they want us to believe. I'm giving you the truth, America. Listen. Receive it. Process it. I'm not going to get some crap for this. The truth does not lie. 24 people on one team from 2000 to 2014 have been arrested. 24 people by the police. For weapons charges, DUIs, assault, domestic
By the way, let me add something to Peggy's excellent comments. For all those players who want to take a knee, I hope they would do more than simply go somewhere else and vent their rage. I would hope they would get educated. I would hope they get facts. Peggy is giving us facts right here. I hope they realize, as many African American commentators have said, that this is all liberal nonsense, because the political arm of liberal America, the Democrat Party, has tried to keep blacks on a plantation for decades by treating them like second-class citizens, treating them like people who can't get anywhere unless the government helps them. This woman knows that's a lie. So I hope the NFL players will get educated, will learn that they've been made fools of by liberals for decades, not being oppressed by anyone except themselves, because they want to play victim, because it's so much easier than taking responsibility for your own life.
I'd rather have somebody in that group that wants to play, that appreciates the opportunity laid down for them, and they're willing to die for their rights to do what they're doing, to play the sport. I'd rather cheer that person up than me. From 2000 to 2013, over 202 yards, over 88 sacks, 85 domestic hits, 38 touchdowns, 35 African-related incidents or facts. Who would have heard me? Kevin Burns,
So my friends, let's do this. Let's translate this into action. And thank you to Peggy for this wake-up call. If there's money that you spend on the NFL, buying merchandise, buying tickets, subscribing to the NFL channel, whatever it is, stop it. Take that money and donate it. Donate it to a charity that supports American veterans. Donate it to wounded warriors. Lots of good things to do with that money. Don't piss it away by giving it to the NFL. Because it's not just the players who are jackasses. Look at Roger Goodell, the commissioner. He is all behind the players. Look at the owners on the sideline kissing the butts of their players, locking arms with them and saying, go, do what you're doing. We love it. Well, that just proves for the umpteenth time that you can become a billionaire and still be a horse's ass. Don't support the NFL. Don't watch the NFL. Don't buy anything from the NFL and show them that no. Americans will not allow the NFL to spit in our faces and then reap the benefits. And by the way, the federal government spends over $1 billion a year, if I remember the numbers correctly, on the NFL. It should stop cold. This is something I believe, and check me if I'm wrong, that Donald Trump can do on his own. Federal government gives $1 billion or thereabouts to advertise the military during NFL games. Stop it. The NFL is a 501c3 tax-exempt organization. Stop it. What kind of insanity is this? They are overflowed with money in the NFL and they're getting tax breaks. And they're being subsidized. That stops. That's got to stop. Call your congressman and senator. Call the White House and say it's got to stop. The American people refuse to subsidize an organization that's walking on the American flag and spitting in Americans' faces. Unconscionable. Finish up, Peggy. Peggy Hubbard, thank you so much for making this video. Spectacular video. It's us. Whether it's crummy football players, crummy politicians, crummy school administrators, it's us. We permit it. We enable them. You get these phony baloney politicians who will say yes to anything, even to the detriment of our country, and we keep voting for them. We got players who are giving America the middle finger, and we keep pushing them money. We got to stop, folks. We got to sober up. We got to smarten up. Turn off the NFL. Spend time with your family. Read books. So many, many better things to do. Volunteer at a local charity. Anything. Dump the NFL, the National Felons League. Item from Fox News. A top lawyer for CBS says she is, quote, not even sympathetic to victims of the Las Vegas shooting because, quote, country music fans often are Republican, unquote, when discussing the tragic mass shooting that occurred in Las Vegas late Sunday night. Haley Geftman Gold, the network's vice president and senior counsel, took to Facebook after a gunman opened fire at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival in Las Vegas, killing at least 58 people, sending more than 500 to local hospitals. Quote, if they wouldn't do anything when children were murdered, I have no hope that repugs, that's supposed to be Republicans, but a play on the word repugnant, repugs, will ever do the right thing, Geftman Gold wrote in a now deleted message that was first reported and captured by the Daily Caller. She continued, quote, I'm actually not even sympathetic because country music fans often are Republican gun toters, unquote. My friends, I'm looking at the clock. I hope this chick has already been fired. Haley Geftman Gold. I hope she's been fired. And if she'd like to leave this country, au revoir. We'll be back.
Howdy, folks. Have you ever thought about having your own backyard chickens? Now you have a source for certified organic, no GMO, no soy chicken feed. HappyHens.biz can even deliver, or you can pick up. Call me, Tim, at 303-829-5948, or go to HappyHens.biz for pricing and ingredients. At HappyHens.biz, we love HappyHens.biz. Or call us at 303-829-5948.
Do you have any health challenges that concern you? If you said yes, you are ready to evaluate yourself. Call today and qualify for a free pain treatment. 970-667-4669.
I'm Dr. Stanowski, chiropractor, radio host, author of Evology, a new healthcare paradigm for the 21st century. My all-natural approach is affordable and can show improvement in as little as one visit. Truth be told, holistic health starts with a healthy life plan, and those who execute that plan over a consistent course catch up, heal, and thrive. I guarantee. If your health is fading and on prescription drugs, if you want your energy back, deeper sleep, pain-free, or refocus an unresolved personal injury case, call me and let's get you in the best shape of your life. Schedule a visit with me, Dr. Z.
We are located at the Overland Trail Shop in LaPorte. Call 970-667-4669. EVOLyourself.com.
Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the persons or things. Howard, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Howard, just got a question for you. This is Larry. I don't know if I asked you this once before. Are you familiar with the transliteration of the Paleolithic Hebrew, the hieroglyphic form of writings? One of the letters, all the letters have a meaning behind them, like Satan, Psalmic Pet News, Circle, Choke Out, Life.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, my favorite one is I do that for everybody's names, and it usually describes the person perfectly, their personality.
Okay.
Shalom is this. having the authority to destroy that which brings about chaos.
Okay.
Anyway, that's an interesting little study on that.
I appreciate your sharing that with me.
But having the authority to stop the chaos, not, oh, please, don't hurt me.
Yeah, I hear that.
Puts a different spin on things. Okay, I'll put you back on.
All right, thanks, Larry. All right, guys, we are back. And we're not letting up on the NFL. Here is radio talk show host Larry Elder, African-American gentleman. You see him all the time on Fox News. Hannity loves to have him on because he's bright and he is spot on. Here's Larry Elder with a heated exchange over the NFL controversy. Go.
888-971.
All right, hang on, folks. We're getting there. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Waiting for this YouTube video to queue back up. As you know, YouTube has declared itself my sworn enemy. Because every time I play a YouTube video, it acts up like this. And if it doesn't right itself soon, well, YouTube's going to have a big problem with me. I am waiting for it to recalibrate. Larry Elder is about to reduce this guy to mincemeat. And it's important to listen to it because a lot of people are out there running their mouths with emotion and not with their brains. All right, I give up on this video. Let's go to, let's go to Ann Coulter.
See, man, we're sports guys, and we're sports, and we go So those strikes sort of jump-started that movement, and that's just as bad. It's gotten so much more attention since it was reignite. It seems that some people are taking advantage of it. It was actually hoping to gain notoriety by further than it's not.
My friends, let me answer that in advance of Ann Coulter, because this is the moronic nonsense that I hear nonstop. There are people who will tell you the following. Muslims kill people. We object to it, and so we're causing Muslims to kill people. Yeah, there are actually people who are stupid enough to believe that. They're called liberals. Now here's this guy putting forth the proposition. NFL players are kneeling. Donald Trump says something about it, and so Trump is responsible for NFL players kneeling. No. NFL players who aren't very smart are responsible for NFL players kneeling. The crowd mentality, the let's be hip, let's be cool, PC crowd is responsible. That's who's responsible. Now, let's see if Ann Coulter agrees with me.
Maybe among sports fans, everybody knew about Kaepernick, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people were I don't know. And I guess ESPN ratings have been down. It's the old rule from John O'Sullivan that any organization that is not expressly founded as a right-wing organization will eventually become a left-wing organization. And it just seems like the NFL, or certainly ESPN, has been kind of drifting that way. So, I'm glad Trump went after them. And everyone I know prefers. I'm a girl. I don't watch that much football. Everyone that I know who does watch football, i.e., all males, prefer college football anyway.
All right, guys, we'll take a break there because we're running up on a commercial. Let me sneak in some news so no one's looking. Item from InfoWars. Following the worst mass shooting in U.S. history that occurred in Vegas on Sunday, Hillary Clinton offered her 2 cents on Twitter saying, quote, "We must put politics aside," unquote, before immediately calling for gun control. Quote, "Our grief isn't enough. We can and must put politics aside, stand up to the NRA, and work together to try and stop this from happening again," unquote. So anyone who doubted for a second that Hillary Clinton is an animal, who's willing to try and make political points on the bodies of dead Americans, well, here's the truth for you. Swallow it. Digest it. I have said in the past, she would eat her way up from the bottom of a pile of dead bodies if it meant she could be president. She's still doing precisely that. 58 Americans killed, over 500 injured. Hillary doesn't care. She's playing politics. And if people have to die in order to get her in the White House, then so be it. So to anyone in the state of Colorado listening to my voice who voted for Hillary Clinton, what do you think? Are you stupid or not? By now it must be dawning even on you, Hillary voters, that you're about as smart as a bag filled with rocks. Take a break and we'll be back. Riell Truth does what it always does, my friends. It marches on.
We know our government is out of control. It's no longer our servant. It's become our master. Listen to me. Liberty Forum with the Freedom Rider will answer the question, what can we do? Our freedom and liberty is at stake. It's time to act. Those who have given everything for this country would expect no less. Tune in to the new Liberty Forum radio show Fridays at 9 a.m.
No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque or reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debt, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. Article 1, Section 10,
The Patriot Trading Group is a different kind of gold and silver company, cleaning up the industry for 21 years. Are you tired of the high-pressure sales tactics, the constant phone calls? Are you done with the bait and switch? You just want to be treated fairly with honesty and respect? That's exactly what you get when you call 800-951-0592. You have my word on it. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. Check us out online at allamericangold.com. The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special interest groups or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or programming control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you, the listener. Please help keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsors' fine products or by calling 1-800-205-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help.
All right, guys, welcome back to Riell Truth, 877-254-7524. Because I love you, I'm going to give you even more Ann Coulter. Go.
What we certainly do in this part, as you can imagine, with the national anthem played in an Alabama game and Auburn game, so you're representing these fans are standing in mass with their hand on their hearts singing the national anthem. And it is important for people in this part of the country to see people moving, not standing. It's just how we can raise, and it's just a part of our culture. Yes, we do have the freedom to do that. But it certainly has, as you can imagine, sparked a lot of emotion, particularly with our military personnel. And in Alabama, there was a very large military contingent. Mike's Air Force Base in Montgomery, the Marshall Space Flight Center in Hartsburg, and military bases here in Harrison State. This is a very hot topic, a hot button topic here in our state. I would say that it's a fantastic time for us to be reaching out to the the very well also reminds me of something I have read, and I'm not saying it all fantastic. I really do feel sorry for those people for, and that is for the political religion process. I'm very confident in the minority side. I mean, I'm not a minority, but I'm not the national anthem. But it was the political thing that was the black people, so we have to get ready to go with them. That's what's really happening in the world. It's not that. Really, it's a lot of strength. I'm not going to really say, black and black things that I ever thought of them. Black people, but that's not even black people. That's not part of it. This election today in the state of Alabama has seriously captured our attention. To put it into perspective, it's a huge deal. Really, it's painful. Part of running primaries is a huge national has to end in the Trump election versus the Washington Post. And I think I put that pushing my book because the innovation is the issue that the plans to the innovation and others of Alabama and not everybody in California. And that was really, really ironic that it would be such a bad for him for government from the Democrats so great about him. And now
So, my friends, here's the takeaway. Mitch McConnell has to go. Mitch McConnell is the swamp. He has to go. And so it's up to each and every one of us to do whatever we can to make sure that Mitch McConnell goes, because he's poison. You know by now what to do. Reach out, make phone calls, insist, share, post, all that stuff. Mitch McConnell is one of the bad guys. He's got to go. Item from InfoWars. President Trump appears to have settled on a military solution to North Korea's push to develop nuclear weapons, given his tweets over the weekend, suggesting that Secretary of State Rex Tillerson was, quote, wasting his time negotiating with Pyongyang. The USS Ronald Reagan Supercarrier Task Force is headed towards Hong Kong, the first American carrier in 2 years that Beijing has given permission for a U.S. carrier for a Hong Kong port call. The South China Morning Post reported Sunday the USS Ronald Reagan is expected to take part with South Korean Navy around April 15th in the Yellow Sea, unquote. My friends, the time for action with North Korea is now. Not down the road, it's now. Item from the Telegraph. Around 5 years ago, Professor Miroslav Djordjevic, the world-leading genital reconstructive surgeon, received a visit at his Belgrade clinic. A transgender person who had undergone surgery at a different clinic to remove male genitalia and since had changed their mind. That was the first time Professor Djordjevic had ever been contacted to perform a so-called gender reassignment reversal surgery. Over the next 6 months, another 6 people also approached them, similarly wanting to reverse their procedures. They came from countless countries all over the Western world, Britain included, united by an acute sense of regret. At present, Professor Djordjevic has a further 6 prospective people in discussions with his clinic about reversals, and 2 currently undergoing the process itself. Reattaching the male genitalia is a complex procedure and takes several operations over the course of a year to fully complete, unquote. So it turns out I have some supporters, some people who agree with me that those who get gender reversal surgery have deep psychological problems. We see now they're starting to show up. I predict it's going to be a flood of people who are confused enough, persuaded enough, stupid enough, self-destructive enough to have this horrifying mutilation done to their body and only later woken up to the fact that they must have been crazy to do it. So all the PC people who love football players kneeling on the sideline and love people carving into their bodies in order to mistakenly think that they are now the opposite gender, all those people have a wake-up call from the people themselves. It's insanity, and it should stop. We'll take a break, and we'll be back. More Real Truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Earth. Well, it had to happen. When Colorado legalized marijuana, most people thought the Green Earth was a marijuana dispensary. Also, it was legalized on January the 1st, 2014. The same day we opened our new location at 4565 Kipling Street, 1.5 blocks south of I-70. There are 83,000 cars a day passing in front of the new location on Kipling Street, and most of them thought we were a marijuana dispensary. So we changed the name of our retail store to New Genesis Health, but we kept the name of our green herb supplements. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name, New Genesis Health, or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372. And be sure to listen to the Healthy Nature Show with Mr. Phillips every Tuesday at 1 p.m.
TLR Associates of Boulder wants you to remember your life began at conception, and so does the life of every yet to be born person. Baby and mother both lose when 1 in 3 women go against and choose abortion. Former abortion doctor Nathanson said people do not understand that there are thousands of serious physical complications of abortion every year in this country. Abortion, crises, severe depression and stress, anxiety disorders, police disturbance, suicide, violence,
violent behavior, sterility, increased risk of miscarriage and delivery complications. International Journal of Epidemiology reported abortion increased breast cancer risk by 9%. Every helpless baby has the right to life, too. This life-giving message is brought to you by TLR Associates of Boulder, providing a job well done for your home or business with design, stucco, stone, and brick. Call TLR Associates of Boulder, 303-921-3310. TLR Medallion branded stucco protection serves the Boulder and northern Colorado area.
Item from Breitbart. The first group of 1,250 mostly male Middle Eastern refugees is expected to soon arrive in the United States from Australia. The transfer of refugees comes after President Trump failed to shutter an Obama-era deal that could bring tens of thousands of the refugees' family members to the U.S. in years to come. Unquote. So, my friends, the damage that Barack Obama inflicted on this country continues. Vermin from around the world continue to be coming in here thanks to Barack Hussein Obama. Item. An elementary school teacher in Littleton, Massachusetts is facing criticism from students and parents for taking a knee as her students recited the Pledge of Allegiance on Thursday. A substitute teacher at Russell Street Elementary School decided to protest during the pledge and afterward reportedly shared her political views with the students, according to the New England Cable News. After students and parents complained, the school district quickly apologized and noted that the district did not sanction the teacher's actions. Quote, the Littleton Public Schools respect the rights of all individuals to participate or respectfully abstain from participating in the Pledge of Allegiance, said Russell Street Principal Scott Bezidlo. With this topic, while this topic is timely and does have some educational merit, it should be addressed sensitively and age-appropriately by permanent faculty and inclusive of the beliefs of all children and families, unquote. My friends, I don't think this teacher should ever teach again. Item from the Associated Press, Dateline, Copenhagen, Denmark. Police said at least 50 people were detained Saturday during a right-wing demonstration in Sweden's second-largest city that left one police officer and several others injured. The rally by the Nordic Resistance Movement in Gothenburg, 400 kilometers southwest of Stockholm, featured an estimated 600 people marching in formation in all black outfits. Some wore helmets and held shields. Others hoisted the movement's green and white flags. Police had posted flyers before the event warning people not to act in a way reminiscent of German Nazi at demonstrations in the 30s and 40s. NMR, which promotes an openly anti-Semitic doctrine, originally sought to pass near a downtown synagogue during the march, which coincided with Yom Kippur, Judaism's holiest day of the year. But Swedish courts intervened and shortened the route to less than 1 kilometer. The rally's ending time also was shortened to avoid clashing with a nearby soccer game. Unquote. My friends, here's an even better solution. When people are neo-Nazis, as these individuals are, jail them for hate crimes. Be done with them. Item from The Sun. The weight of immigration and the rise of Islam is leading to British culture being, quote, buried, according to UKIP's new leader. Henry Bolton said there's a concern amongst people that their way of life is being, quote, pushed aside, and vowed to address it as he spoke to The Sun a day after his shock election. The 54-year-old ex-army officer had said he wanted to move the party away from focusing on Islam after their manifesto earlier this year contained, quote, an integration agenda, which was almost entirely about Muslims. The issue had been brought back to the fore when the controversial anti-Islam campaigner Anne-Marie Waters was the favorite to win the leadership election, unquote. My friends, I will say only one thing, and I said it before and I'll say it again. There's no way you can have Muslim violence if you don't have Muslim people. There's no way a city can be damaged by Islamic violence if you don't have Islamic members in the city. No Muslims, no Muslim jihad. I defy anyone to find fault with that very simple formula. No Muslims, no Muslim violence. Try and refute it if you want. You can't. It's a fact. We are done. I will be back tomorrow. Maybe I'll have some more information about the Las Vegas killings. Either way, my friends, this is a perfect day to go find your children. Tell them you love them. Put your arms around them. Give them a kiss. They deserve it. You deserve it. And at times like this, with appalling goings-on happening, they really need it. They can benefit from it. They need to know not only that they're safe, but that you love them and you're looking out for them. That's what kids need. Heck, that's what adults need. So go tend to your kids today. When it comes to the NFL, don't. When it comes to the NFL, my friends, don't.
Howard,
Yes.
we're having a computer failure.
Uh-oh. We're having a computer failure. We'll be back on the air tomorrow, my friends. More Real Truth. Hasta luego.